What is going on, world? It is that time once again. 90 Miles from Comics. I'm your host, as always, and I'm here with my brother from another mother. I got the ComicHead 84 in the building. What is going on, bro? How is everything?
What up, man?
Another day in paradise, you know?
I have to talk comics.
That's what we do best, bro. Isn't it? So we already got a few people in the chat, man. I saw that. They're already waiting for us, huh?
Mm-hmm.
John's Comics with Kids already in the building. What is going on? Jeff Comics 813. You're up in here throwing blue wrenches. We got Discovery Bay Comics up in here throwing blue wrenches. Bake the Snake, my brother from Miami. What's going on, man? Thank you guys for joining us. Do a little improv 2 comic book club type of deal on Old Man Quill. I don't know. I was reading this earlier today, and I was just like, yo, this is so good. And I just wanted to talk about it. So I hit up my bro, Kenny, and he was like, yo, I'm down. Yo, I'm caught up. So I want to know, Kenny, what do you think of this run so far, man?
I'm into it.
You're into it?
Yeah, I'm into it. As soon as I heard that.
Yo, shout out to Bueller. What's up, Bueller?
Hey, Bueller in the house.
Yeah, man. Congrats, man, on Paige winning her competition. I was in that live chat. It was cool to see her show off the winnings, man. Pretty cool, man. Thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, I had no idea. I remember I heard Bueller mention, like, as an aside in one of his chats, like, yeah, my daughter's into fitness or something like that. But, dude, she's into fitness. She's like a little Reggie. She was like, dude, congrats. Awesome. She looks like a superhero, so that's cool.
Yeah, man. And I hope she does go to the WWE because I will definitely be a fan of her and I'll buy her merch all day, Bueller. So let's get Paige to the WWE. Like, let's start that campaign. I'm all about
Paige
it.
Would probably be awesome at cosplay, too. Look like a badass Wonder Woman. So.
For sure, bro. Indeed.
Let the worlds collide.
But thanks for joining us, Bueller. This is awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Bueller. Old Man Quill, and my initial reaction to it is, well, where I came to it from was no knowledge of Old Man Logan universe. I know it's a thing. I know, like, I guess broad strokes of it, but never read any Old Man Logan, but hopped on Old Man Hawkeye.
Same.
Yeah. Old Man Hawkeye, loved it. And then, so I was very pleased with Old Man. That was my introduction into the world. And then when I saw that Ethan Sachs, the writer of Old Man Hawkeye, was going to be writing this one, I was.
Is it the same artist too?
I don't know.
I think it
looks similar. I know the writer for sure.
Let me pull it up. I think I have it in here. Nope, different artist. You're right.
Different, yeah.
So
yeah, man. He didn't disappoint. He's keeping the Old Man train running because, you know, you could look at it and think, you know, I don't know. Are they just trying to get all the life out of Old Man Logan? Because Marvel's kind of been doing that lately. Like, let's get everything we can out of Wolverine, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they're doing a little too much with him. So, but that's not what's going on here. They're fleshing out this world really well. Yeah,
but you also don't need to read any of that to hop into this. I think, you know, I mean, I guess you kind of understand it's like a wasteland, so to speak, and they kind of like touch on like the events that have happened and like who's taken over and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you could really hop in from issue 1, I think, and be kind of caught up. And with that being said, I've been enjoying this as well. It's one of those things, of course, you got one of everyone's favorite villains, Doom, up in here. I think this take on Quill being an old man, you know, with his family and having kids and being very weathered. Like, I think that was like really cool. And like, he almost at the beginning, like, he didn't want to like go and help them save the world. He was kind of like, yo, why am I here? But all right, whatever. I'm here. I'll do my thing. And he's like a man on a mission now, so to speak, you know? We do have a few more people joining us. Ken, we got Barbara.
Perry Comics in the house.
Yeah, Perry Comics in the house. Barbara Lopez, the queen of MCE. Tom. What up? So
how many Toms is that? 5?
I don't know how many times.
5 Toms.
Yeah. So yeah, and then of course one of my favorite parts of this book. I know we kind of broke away for a second, bro. I love Old Rocket.
Yes.
Right? Tell me like old Rocket isn't awesome. He's like super just quirky, just Rocket, but even old. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about it. Like it's
and
awesome.
He's really good comic relief. Like sometimes I'm quick to cringe at too much comedy inside of comics, and that's not the case here. Rocket is like legitimately funny, so I'm into that.
Yeah.
And yeah, John makes a good point. He thinks that the beauty is that the stories stand alone, which I think they do. Like you said, you definitely can jump into it. Once they get into the wasteland, you're definitely jumping into a world that seems to have a lot of history established in it, you know? And I don't even know how much has been like taken place in these Old Man Logan books or not. It seems like some of it hasn't. But that's cool. Like alluding to stuff that happened in the past. Like I'm a Lost TV show fan, right? John knows the deal. Sometimes there's value in building up a little mystery, you know, of when you just kind of, oh yeah, Doom is the ruler of this place. It's like it's planting a seed for, you know, possible flashbacks. You're kind of curious how did he come to
but
power?
you're not surprised Doom. See, I don't know. I don't have that mindset. I guess when I see that, I see.
You're not interested to see how he took
over?
over?
I mean, I'm cool. I'm interested in, I guess, to see how he took over. But if you just give me Doom's leader or Doom's taking over, like I completely buy it. You know, as a reader, you know what I'm saying? Like as a fan of Doom, I guess you can say it's one of the things that I'm like, yo, Doom's taking over. Like if that's the setting, all right, cool. You don't even need to explain to me how he's taking over because he's Doom, man. Of course, he had some plan to take over this segment, this section of the world and become, the king, aka or the god that he wants to be. You know what I'm saying? Because really, that's like, I guess, Doom's ultimate thing is he wants to be a god, so to speak. You know?
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't bother me, but I am interested on how it got there, and more so than like Doom in particular. Like, it seems like almost all the Marvel heroes are dead. So that's another. I mean, it gets touched on.
Yeah, you get to that one part of the book where they're captured, and then you see like the Avengers in a dungeon getting ready to be fed to.
But that's not the Avengers.
Well, I guess you're right, but it's it's members of the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? But they all.
I think it's like because they go into that gladiator stage, so I think it's prisoners that they dress up as the heroes, almost like to mock them, and they make them fight. They basically make them get burnt to toast by the likes of Fing Fang Foom, right?
Which is awesome. And that last page is a sick splash page. And I guess I should show that, right? I think I'll just show it. Yo, shout out to Bake the Snake. Doom did infiltrate the hip-hop game and took over the masses with his blazing beats and his metaphors, bro. MF Doom, my favorite rapper of all time, hands down. Really? Oh, yeah, hands down. All right, so what we were just talking about, so I guess that kind of, and then also too that like Punisher Ghost Rider gang. They were like a Ghost Rider gang, but they were all wearing Punisher. Like
they had the skull on their face,
right? But they're like the Ghost Riders. This is like when Frank Castle becomes Ghost Rider and he's like leading these people? That would be super cool. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
I don't know. I took that more as, because not every person has a skull on their chest. They all have the skull on their face. I took that more as more of an homage to Ghost Rider than a Punisher thing. But then again, who knows? I don't know what's up with the world totally.
So if you check out this panel, you got Captain Marvel in there, Black Panther, Thor, Captain America. You have the Guardians over there, and they're getting ready to straight like Roman style, like going into battle. And then like, bro, this page right here, just, sick splash page right there. So no, I'm digging this. But the other thing that I really love about this book, man, it definitely has like an old Western feel to it. And I am all about that. And then the reveal that he gets, before he even gets to Gun Kid's, gun from his, I guess, great granddaughter or whatever,
You know what? Want to go a little more Maybe we
Yo,
can go a
shout
little
out to
more
Rod in the building. Shout out
on.
to Hey Dude.
What's up, dude?
Yeah, Ed Dude up in here. Rod the Rican, what's going on? What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining us.
Danger Doom album is great.
Danger Dude, bro, Mad Villain. That's one of my Mad Villainy. You should go.
Mad Villain on vinyl.
Yeah, Mad Villainy is one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time. Food is awesome. I mean, of course, Operation Doomsday's phenomenal. I mean, I'm all, bro. We can have a whole nother.
Hey, you want to hear something funny? Is I posted a video a couple hours ago, and it was like a little contest. I basically showed a bunch of dollar books that I recently picked up over the past like week or so, and I played different '90s hip hop beats throughout the video, right? But I made a little contest out of it, and I said, hey, the first person who can name the artist and the track where all these beats came from in the comment list, you're going to win the 2 books that I show at the end, right? And we had a couple guesses here and there. I think it was people using the Shazam app, honestly, based on the answers they were giving. But who swoops in with the knowledge like that? Biggie Shaq.
Oh, of course. Biggie Shaq is the man. I'm surprised I haven't seen it.
He was like, bang, 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 bang.
Is Biggie Shaq in here? Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, I don't think so. So but that was cool. He knows his hip hop.
Shout out to JB Discover Bake Comics, man. I just see his wrench keep coming up, so I just got to keep shouting him out. Thank you, JB, for joining us. So
why don't we go a little bit in order, right? So say we start on the front end where you open up with Gladiator landing. It seems like he's working with the that religious sector.
Yeah.
Right? That kind of killed off Quill's home planet. Is that safe to say? Did they murk his whole planet?
Pretty much, I want to say.
He comes in and vaporizes fools.
Well, he's going to like vaporize Earth. He's gonna cleanse it, is what he said.
Yeah.
Just like Ronan said he was gonna do.
And then when we cut to our gang, Guardians of the Galaxy, on Wastelands, they're at Paste Pot Creek. Shout out to JD. Homage to Paste Pot Pete. So they're at Paste Pot Creek, which I thought was cool. They roll up into town. He's like a little, the townspeople are treating him like a hero because last issue he went to battle for them. Yeah.
Yeah, but he also like chased those guys, chased the gang out of the bar. And
no, I mean right before that.
Before that,
the townspeople are like giving him a hero's welcome when they first show up.
Oh yeah, and they tell him to come drink. That's right. They're like, "Yo, come drink with us."
And it seems like those guys kind of set him up.
Nah, because they're all scared when it goes down in the bar. No.
The barkeep is, I don't know, unless the Ghost Riders just.
I think they were. If you look here, I think they're back here playing pool, yo. I think they were just. They knew who was gonna show up. You see them? See those shadows?
Yeah, but I don't know. I had a sketchy feeling about the people that brought him into the bar. I don't know. Maybe not. But
John,
either way, drama ensues with the Ghost Riders.
Did say something. He was interested to seeing where Old Man Quill goes from here because the tales often end happily or don't end happily, right?
Right.
So, yeah, we're interested as well, John. It doesn't. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be interesting for sure.
Is there a definitive end to this? I think did Old Man Hawkeye go to 12?
Yeah, 12.
So I guess I would assume the same thing.
So yeah. After, I guess, he gets set up in the bar, the owner of the bar gives him the revolver of Two Gun Kid, who was her great-great-great-great-grandfather's or something like that. She lost the other one but kept this one. So now you got Star-Lord with that, and I thought that was cool, and I think it just played totally into that whole Western thing. Yeah, and then we got your boys showing up, trying to cleanse everybody.
Yep, that was a nightmare.
And then Rocket's woken up because he was like, oh, when he scared the one off, he's like, "Oh, bring you and your army. What army?" And he's like, "Oh my god, they really have an army." I thought that was awesome. You know?
Yeah. And did you see that little like sentimental moment of Rocket's when they're at the fire before he walks off? He's laying by the fire. It shows him laying down, and he overhears Peter Quill saying, "You know, Rocket's right. I don't deserve a second chance." And it shows Rocket like tear up, and then he gets off like, "Shut up, guys." So I like that.
No, it's been an awesome read, man. I've really been digging it. I know a lot of you guys in the chat. Let us know what you've been thinking about it. We know John's been loving it as well. John, if you want to hop in to talk about this, you can, bro. Let me know. Unless you're still fist pumping at the kids' party, we know how you get down, bro. So,
well, Jeffrey ComicHead Henson in the building.
Yo, what is going on? And Mr. Garrow in the building. We got Jeff in the building. You know what's funny? I thought about giving like blue wrenches to Jeff, John, Bueller, and all of them, but I was like, man, those guys are on duty on so many other channels. I was like, I'll give those guys a break, you know. And when they come here to mine, they can just chill out, talk comics with us, you know. Yeah. So shout out to those guys. Thank you guys for joining us. But nah, man, I've been really enjoying this. I think Marvel's been killing the game right now with most of their storylines. You know what I mean? So.
And Taskmaster makes a little cameo towards the end.
Yeah, too, man. Cool. And I know somebody just got a first appearance of Taskmaster.
Well, you know, if you just mention it, that is true. That I did recently acquire. Yeah, baby. First Taskmaster acquisition. Happy about that.
You're not a lazy loafer coming into my show, John. You're always welcome, my friend. That's too funny. But now, man, go ahead, relax, brother. You don't have to hop on in. Maybe we can set something up for the next one. You know, I wanted to start like our own little comic book club because I know, you know, it's kind of cool how they all get into just the one book and like really dive in depth into it. So maybe you and me, we can set something up. You know, we'll bounce back and forth between your channel and my channel or something like that. It might be an idea for us. We'll have to change up the books from whatever everyone else is doing. I guess I could talk about it more on Wednesday, but I was telling you
the term comic book club because I think
that's what they use.
Alec has a copyright patent on that.
Well, we can't. Well, we don't have to use comic book club.
I know, I'm just kidding. But
we could use something else.
I agree, man. And to be honest, I don't care how many people do it because at the end of the day, I feel like I don't know. Maybe there's just not enough content. I just want to make sure that this content of like digging into the comics, like this, you know, and even myself, a lot of the videos I'm doing is, hey, check out this haul I got, or here's books that are coming up. But you know, let's dig into these things, man. You know,
no, for sure, because there's a lot of good stories, man. And the reason, I mean, I guess. Of course, a lot of people get into comics as collecting, and you know, I'm a collector. But most importantly, man, I try to read all my books and like flip through them, you know. And then I guess as I was telling before we started, you know, I was talking with Kenny, and I'll show those off a little later. I picked up some, you know, awesome. As I drop stuff off my table, I picked up some awesome Silver Age Fantastic Four last week, so I'll show that off. But I made sure to open it up, look at it, read a couple panels. I mean, I hope I can actually sit down and like. You know, read them. I got to be a little gentle with them because they're a little low grade, but definitely, you know, I like to read my comics because these storylines is what keeps me going. You know what I'm saying? Like when you just read an awesome story, that's what it's all about for me. So,
yeah, dude.
You know, and of course we have our favorite characters, but more than importantly for me about reading my favorite character, I'd rather just read a good story no matter what it is. You know, so but something
sometimes even my favorite character can be in a well-written story or a poorly written story. So you're right. It's about, you know, how well it's done. And by the way, John did say, feel free to shoot him an invite.
Oh, all right. Sweet. John, send me your email on Instagram. I don't think I have his email. Surprisingly.
I think it's
you got it? Oh, well, you shoot it to me then.
huntingforyoungmen@gmail.com. Dude, he was cracking me up so much during the hunt. I'll wait till he gets in. I gotta tell him how much that was awesome.
Yo, the hunt was a ton of fun, man. I can't believe you actually won.
Me neither.
I mean, you know,
cool
I was I didn't say anything in the chat. I was kind of biased. I voted for you every single time.
I was definitely very humbled, and once I saw that flash book that Tony had, I was like, I think it's a wrap for your boy, man. Yeah, hey, the chat showed love, so that's very I'm appreciative.
I might, yeah, like I said,
dude, and people were sleeping on, dude, a slabbed She-Hulk. I mean, dude, that's a killer pull all day too. People were snoozing on Savage She-Hulk #1 slabbed high grade.
Agreed. I mean, but what can you do, man? What can you do?
Yeah, what can you do, man? I'm just, I just do what the people tell me. I just throw my books and let the dice fall where they may.
All right, I'm just trying to do this.
Oh, Carol. As long as Jeff don't win, we all win.
Oh no, Jeff's gotta win, bro.
I love the.
I'm gonna send John an email. I sent him an invite, I think, through both. Oh no, that was I emailed the wrong person there. They're gonna be like, "What?" We might get a
no King Kenny. I'm a man of the people, man. No royal blood in me, brother. I'll show the chat some while you're doing that.
Yeah, please do. Thank you, sir.
I picked up this book here, and I bought it off eBay. I thought it was going to be comic book sized when I ordered it, and when I was looking at this as a cover image, I was like, "Oh man, awesome!" Vampirella image in 1975 comic art convention. I guess what would you call this? Promotional book or something? I don't know if they put this out before the con or at the con, but it ended up being like book sized, as you can see, in comparison to a comic book. So that threw me off a little bit, but it's like really cool stuff where it's like interviews with artists that were at the convention. It shows a bunch of original art in here, cool ads, write-ups. It's like from 1972. I haven't read it yet, but there is like a 6-page interview with Steranko in the back here that I am pumped to read. So I don't know, man. It seems like. Oh, look at this question. I heard that Mr. Miracle was based on your magic books. And he says, yes, as a matter of fact, it was. I gave him one of my books, Steranko's World of Escape. Huh.
Hold on.
Oh.
Sick.
God, Doom.
Doom is the illest.
Freaking love Doom, man.
Right? Like, would you question if you just read at the beginning of a story, Doom took over this area?
I would just say it's law. It's law. It's like gravity.
And that's how
they take over.
You know, it's like, all right, cool. I don't even want to know who was like ruler before him. All we need to know is that Doom is ruler now.
One of the cool things that's in Old Man Logan right at the beginning is a map of the U.S. and it shows how it's divided and who owns which portions.
Nice.
It's actually really cool because you have like this like mutant enclave where Emma Frost is basically in charge. And she shows up and is a little bit in the Hawkeye one. And then you have New York, where you have Red Skull, and he's just kind of dominating the East Coast. And then you have Hulk and his like inbred family basically dominate the West Coast. It's kind of cool. You kind of get a sense of it. Now, you don't visit hardly any of those places, although it's a road trip with Wolverine going all the way across the U.S. You just get little pieces of it. Hawkeye, you spent way more time like in those areas, which was the cool part about Old Man Hawkeye was like getting to explore that universe because they laid some groundwork in the original book. But then Old Man Hawkeye was, for me, finally like paying off on that idea.
Hi, Daddy.
Not right now.
Hello.
Charlie's got her gack. All right, you go play with your slime.
We got a special appearance. I like it.
So yeah, I think the original Old Man Logan was only like 6-7 issues, maybe a few more, and then they really didn't pay off on it very well. They the character had a storyline that really sputtered out, and then they dropped him in the continuity now where he's living in our current timeline, and it was really a debacle. Now they're finally killing him off. It seems like they're finishing off with Dead Man Logan. It never paid off the way that first storyline did. And then finally, Ethan Sachs comes along and he throws Old Man Hawkeye into it. And I was like, yeah, that's the prequel that Old Man Logan needed. Like, you can really get into that world.
Agreed.
Yeah, and it's cool that it's not it's two of the least superpowered guys that seem to make it to the bitter end. In Hawkeye, Old Man Hawkeye, they say it as like, and what makes it even more sweet is he's kind of alive because he wasn't even a concern to them. You know, they kind of seem like, yeah, we just didn't get to Hawkeye, like whatever. So it was
the same with Logan, who's like, his healing power isn't working quite right. He's enfeebled in some ways where he's just not the Logan that we knew. And in fact, the bad guys know where he is. They know he exists, and they think that he's just like a dog with his tail between his legs. They're not scared of him or even worried about him anymore.
Yeah.
Which is the great storyline. Like he goes basically the entire original Old Man Logan story without pulling his claws out. He's just like, no, I'm not going to do that. It's not me anymore. I'm not that wild animal anymore. And you're just waiting, of course, like for the moment to happen when he's just going to lose it. It's like Unforgiven. Ultimately, it's like Unforgiven, where you have the old gunfighter who's given it up and he's just gone to seed. And he's forced to go back to do one last job, and of course, just completely falls back into the old personality he used to be.
Yeah, it seemed like there was some like Clint Eastwood vibes with that story.
Totally, absolutely, It was and totally like a Western. They're out in the wilderness, and yeah, definitely.
Nice.
And that's how I felt about, especially this issue in particular. I felt like this one had that same vibe. So
visiting the border town and and all the like crazies that they come.
And he goes in
the second issue though, fighting the wrecking crew in the second issue was like crazy cool.
Oh, agreed. And the art is awesome too in this book. So, love it.
Funny to see Rocket looks like just a racket, a raggedy old raccoon. Like, it's funny, and I guess age-wise, because I remember Peter Quill says in this one to Gamora, like, I left the Guardians 50 years ago. So I guess if you do the math, maybe he's in his 20s when he's with the Guardians to say. So is he like kicking 70 in this thing? I guess that's the idea.
I didn't even think about that math. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at this cover, he's got full-blown gray hair right there. Almost looks like Ego from the movie, bro.
Nobody gets to be Old Man anything without a beard that's white.
Oh, true, right? So true. So true.
Quill is just a human, by the way. Is he just?
Yeah. Well,
he's
a human alien, right? His in Marvel continuity, his father was of an alien race, but he's not like he is in the movies where it's Ego that it's his dad.
But no powers.
I don't believe so. No, I don't remember any superpowers.
I mean, he could just hold on to the Power Stone for a little bit and not die, right? So.
Yeah.
Another book that I want to talk. I mean, we don't have to dive into, but I read this and I think no one's talking about it. Shredder in Hell, and I think the Turtles have been a great read, and it's not getting enough love. And I would love to possibly do something on this, Kenny. So if you can, maybe look into that, man, because the artwork in this is awesome. I think he does the story and the art. So sick. So check it out.
There's not enough props for those people that can do that too. They can do a story and art.
Yeah, man. And it's a lot of fun to read. And if you're a Turtles fan, definitely check this out. I mean, just even this cover here. I mean, literally Shredder's in hell. So he's taking on and fighting his own personal demons and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool, man. And you see down here, you got like these zombie like turtle beings, and you get to see them. It's a lot of fun. Yo, we got Joe Ryan Comics in the building. What is going on, man? Thank you for joining us, man. Loved his channel, by the way. So
that guy works hard. He makes some amazing videos. His hustle is like top notch.
For sure, man. And like, congrats once again on the 1,000 subscribers. Well deserved, my friend.
He's at 1,366 now.
Wow.
See, look, killing it.
I just went to double check because I thought he had just hit 1,000. Dude's at almost 1,400 now. He's crushing it.
Yo, we got Dre Boogie in the building. Chris from Mad Cave Studios. What's going on? He is actually at Emerald City Comic-Con right now, talking up Mad Cave, Knights of the Golden Sun, Honor and Curse, 2 of my favorite reads and books. I think I have those somewhere around here so I could show them off. Yeah, I got Honor and Curse right in front of me, actually. So check that out. If you guys are at Emerald City Comic-Con, go check him out at the Mad Cave Studio booth. So
nice.
I want to do a subscriber giveaway, but I want to get to 500 subscribers. I know it's a kind of a big feat, but I'm like halfway there. So I need the help from the community. And once that happens, there's someone in the community who's going to get an awesome gift, because I've been collecting some books. I've doubled up on a couple things. I actually got a gift set that my brother donated for it. So I already got a couple things donated to my giveaway, but we just got to get there. So with the help of the community, I know we can. So if you guys haven't yet, hit that subscribe button for me.
Just keep dropping good content. You're showing up on channels, and you're doing the hard work, man. That's how it gets. I mean, that's how Kenny's doing it too, right? Kenny, what are you at now? You just crossed over 500, 400?
Yeah, not 5 yet, but it's like 4 and change, something like that. Yeah.
Yo, Dark Mufasa.
Doing it, man. Doing it.
Yeah, I'm having a great time with it, man.
Kenny, you gonna do a 500 subscriber giveaway or what?
Yeah, I love giving stuff away. Why not?
Yeah. All right, so you heard it there too. Kenny's gonna do a giveaway at 500, so get him there, man.
Hey, now speaking of giveaway,
right here, this is the one I got from Kenny.
Hey,
I have not. Yeah, this is a great read, by the way. Yeah, I'm sure most of you guys have done Cosmic Ghost Rider. I have yet to try Magic Order, so I'm super pumped to be able to have this one and read this one.
Yeah, great.
Because I heard very good things, too. And you had Adam Hughes cover too. Come on.
Yeah.
No Magic Order. Look,
I got a whole set of cards too. Dude, I remember I had so many of these when I was a kid. Even both styles too, the early 90s style, and then the second, what is this, the mid 90s one, 91, 92.
Yeah, yep.
Freaking so awesome.
Yeah, those are fun throw-ins, you know.
There's Old Man Hawkeye.
Yeah, there he is. Back in the 90s when you're still
first appearance in the 90s, killing it.
Yeah.
You're doing it, John. That's what Bueller said. John, you win a ton of giveaways, man. You're like the prize giveaway winner, man.
I think it's because every time I do it, I try to draw a lot of attention to it every time I win, just to look like more of a jackass.
We got to get you a belt. So every time you do an unboxing giveaway, you just like have a belt, like the championship belt. Like, hey, another unboxing.
Nobody remembers the time all the times I lose, but the times I win, I make sure everybody hears about it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess speaking of giveaways or prizes, I did win something from Tony Sanders that I haven't opened yet or unboxed. Yeah, so I can do that. I know Kenny wants to show off the slab, right?
I can. Yeah, because I actually would like your advice and the chat's advice, because this was a book. If you guys watched The Hunt, I had told the guys that I got a book as a nod to each of them in The Hunt, right? And the book that was really the one that I got as a nod to JD was a bondage cover, a CGC slab bondage cover, because he's the one that he was the first one that put me onto that. So I was gonna kind of hang on to it until the next hunt, but it arrived with a big crack in it. So, ooh. And good thing, it's funny. I was like, I hope this guy that sold me these books doesn't find my YouTube channel, because he's gonna be like, you cracked it. I'm like, no, I'm innocent. I swear.
It wasn't me.
I didn't crack it. Well, why don't I show you the book before I show you the crack? So I was really pumped to get this. It's Wonder Woman number 200, right? And
Oh,
the Beauty Hater.
Wow.
That seems like such a cool premise and cover. The Beauty Hater. It looks like a woman with a mask on her face. And we got old Diana tied up, bondaged up, you know? So I was like, super cool. It's a 7-0, 1970.
what year was that?
72.
72.
Denny O'Neil. So, and it says Diana Prince Wonder Woman. That's Wonder Girl, yeah?
No, that's Wonder Woman.
Diana Prince?
Yeah.
So down here, let's see, is the crack. It's right here.
Hold on, let me put it back on you. Oh wow. There was no picture on that?
It was not in the pictures or in the description. So
And you got off of eBay, right?
Ooh, that's a big chunk.
yeah.
Did you PayPal
I mean, it was
that?
packaged okay. I mean, it was weird. It was all wrapped in this foam as opposed to bubble wrap. But there was no like dents in the box or anything. Now, no beef with the seller at this point because I messaged him and I just said, "Hey man, it arrived with a crack. Kind of disappointing." He messaged back, "Does the box appear to be damaged? Do you think it was a shipping thing?" I say no. You know, that had never happened to me before. So I'm like, you know, what do you propose? What are the options here? He said, well, just send it back for a refund, a full refund, which I think I would pay the shipping on, I guess. And I didn't respond yet because I don't know. I guess my gut tells me just send it back. Or do I even offer to him of like, hey, if he put a significant enough discount on it, it would almost be like I was buying a raw copy or something, and just keep it. I feel like if I mention that, he might think that it was like a ploy by me or something. You know, I don't know. So I don't know. It
Maybe
doesn't bother me that much, but I worry about resale value down the road.
Oh, totally. You should definitely.
Child, you know.
Did you send him a picture of it so he could see it, or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He saw the pictures. Like I said, he said it definitely wasn't like that when it left. I mean,
I would say just you know, you could always throw it out there just as a possibility. Say, I'd kind of like to still keep it. Is there any way you'd be able to give me a discount on the price, and just kind of then just see if they'll be willing to have a discussion on it? You know. I mean, he probably doesn't want to have to deal with reslabbing it because it's going to cost him money as well.
Right.
Shout out to D-Runk. He said, ask for the discount. You're the customer. You can get it reslabbed. And that's what I was telling you earlier when we talked about that. You can always just get it reslabbed, you know? So
yeah. You know, and if it was like a super key book or something, I just got it because I still get a kick out of them putting bondage cover on greater notes, or keynotes. I still think it's so funny.
Mr. Gerald's dropping comedy bombs in there. He's like, keep it. You would have just dropped it anyway.
Yeah, I guess.
Earlier he burned me. He's like, can I get a video where John just shows off all of his winnings? I would full hate mode watch it, but I'd still watch it.
I would watch it. That would be cool.
Yeah, Gerald's on fire. Much like you were on fire on that episode of The Hunt. Oh my God. You were killing me the whole time, dude. It's awesome.
Was this last one where I was texting Jeffrey?
The whole time? Yeah. Too funny. Shout out to Tony Sanders in The Hunt because I won this book from him. And I guess, the story about this, he was last week when he came back live, I guess from the first time, you know, he was feeling pretty generous and he gave out a Fantastic Four 53 and Bueller won that one. And it was like a more, you know, question driven towards like, you know, the movies and stuff like that, a 3-part question and well deserved by Bueller. Shout out to Bueller finally won something, right? And then the next question he asked was and Kenny mentioned this to me too when we talked about it, and I thought it was cool. Like it was more of like someone that was a fan of his channel, and he asked like, what is his favorite Captain Marvel book, and it's 17 because that's when he gets the costume, and
because you can't Google that answer.
Yeah,
which is why I thought that was the best. That was a cool prize for you to get because you can't just Google that.
Yeah, and same thing. And I love Tony's channel. It's a great channel. You guys should definitely go check it out if you haven't. The Hunt is a phenomenal show to watch, and I love, What's Your Grail, and hopefully I can get on that one of these days.
He's got the best like structured shows in the game. He's really good at finding a good topic and staying consistent with it. Like,
yeah. And congrats to you though, Kenny. You first guy to win the Hunt.
Yeah, man, which is awesome.
Yeah,
represent the crowd,
brother. You gotta come get this gold off my waist, brother.
I'm saying, man. I'm saying, even I Got Issues rolled in there with some heat and couldn't win.
Yeah.
I know, it's crazy, and I was up against heat. It was luckily
those are heavy hitters. You go in that room, it's intense,
bro. I went in on a terrible night, bro. When JD goes and gets first appearance of Doctor Strange, and they said no chance for that.
Yeah,
JD no chance, bro. I was
he crushed me. He crushed me the night I played too. But then I tried to win the hustle with a coverless book. I still am proud of me playing the hustle with a coverless book I got for free.
Yeah. What book was it, by the way? Anyway, I forget.
It was first appearance of Ego, A Living Planet. No cover, and it was gorgeous without the cover. But no cover.
Yeah, Tony had that killer Flash cover. That book is so iconic. That book is no slouch.
No, it's not, man.
But he's got a real Marvel heavy crowd. So that's the thing. His crowd that comes to vote and watch, his fans love Marvel.
Bro,
so to throw a DC Silver Age out there, you're going to have a smaller group that may appreciate it as opposed to like a Marvel key.
That's what I threw a DC Silver Age book out there when I went. So
you got to play to that crowd a little bit.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, anyway, for the first Savage She-Hulk slabbed high grade. It was all Killer's Row. So,
true. All right. Well, the book I won from Tony.
Yeah, let's see it.
A Captain Marvel 33, The Origin of Thanos. Awesome, Jim Starlin.
Oh wow.
Written and drawn, which is cool.
Yep.
So super, super cool. And did not have this in my collection. So really, really happy to have this in my collection because like everyone is, big Thanos fan. So thank you, Tony. Shout out to you, bro. Awesome. So I'm just going to leave this here, show off my winnings.
Yeah, man.
Man, it was beautifully packaged in a Gemini. So it came in here well protected. And it's in like great shape, for a free book. So I will take that any day of the week. Thank you, sir. So awesome.
He's a character that I have virtually no knowledge of. There's a few characters that from watching everyone's videos and stuff and seeing what other people are into, I'm kind of creating a little list of characters that I haven't messed with that I really am interested to look into. Captain Marvel is one of them.
And it's funny you mentioned that, and because when I knew this was on my way, like on the way here, I was like, man, I gotta really get like more into like actual Captain Marvel books because I'm like, I forget that Starlin was on that for a minute, man. Like Starlin's first writing on it was like issue 26, So if anyone that's a Starlin fan, like that's definitely something you want to hop on, and I gotta start trying to piece that together. Like I think that's one of the next things I'm gonna start hunting down, So.
And if he's Tony's favorite, I mean, Tony seems to have a good, palette or whatever for comics. Like, I'm sure if that's his guy.
It's funny too, though, how like somebody will be super into like Moon Knight, or somebody will be super into Ghost Rider, and that's just like their thing. They're like super into it. And for me, I'm always like, do I really know that much about these guys? Like, I feel like I only know them when they show up in other books that I read. Like everything I know about Moon Knight is because he shows up with Daredevil or SpiderMan sometimes. I know absolutely nothing about that guy.
There's I was a little late to the party on Moon Knight. But yeah, a couple years back, I dug into his, when I got back into reading new comics, the Warren Ellis, like relaunch of #1 was on the stands, and I was picking that up monthly. And
I heard great things about that run.
really good. Yeah. Yeah, the whole like schizophrenic hero it's awesome. Yeah. Cool twist.
I gotta hop into Moon Knight. See, that's a character that I guess I haven't really jumped into as of yet. I can say that. I guess it's like one of the lower list characters I like. I'm really into Daredevil. Like I think, you know, when Daredevil's written right, when like that Kevin Smith Daredevil run. I don't know if anyone read that. That was probably my.
I have the first few issues of that one. Yeah,
that might be my favorite Daredevil like run, and people might think that's crazy, but that was so awesome.
It's a great one, but I also feel like Daredevil's gotten lots of great runs. I mean, you look at what Frank Miller did. I just sent the trade Born Again to Ryan because he's a Daredevil fan, but he's never read the Miller stuff, and there's so much great writing in there. And then you look at obviously Bendis, and you look at was it Wade and Brubaker. There's guys that had a few good years on running Daredevil, and Kevin Smith. Yeah, like it's been a character that I feel like has gotten several talented writers.
Well, for sure. All right, guys. So I did mention it. What?
I'm trying to remember who it was. Kevin Smith has just become attached to either a movie or a TV show. Oh, man. Of a new character that's getting shit. Well, if it comes, I'm going to check it out real quick while you announce.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Daredevil. No, I know this was on your want list, huh?
Yeah, bro. Look at this guy.
I've wanted that book for a long time. Yeah. Any of that, honestly, anything from 1 up to that book, those are like, for me, the Daredevil books that are way out of reach expensive, but that I'll want to get to at some point. Yeah. I mean, I just snagged Daredevil 4 the other day, the Comic-Con I went to, which was the first Purple Man. He's still in the yellow outfit. But yeah, I mean, that's been on my want list the last 2 years, I think.
Yeah, it's a lower grade copy, so it was, you know, fairly affordable. But yeah, when I saw it, I've never seen that one in person. Now that when I think of it, so
hey, low grade is better than no grade.
Yes,
you know, on some.
And it's got another character on it that I know almost nothing about, which is Namor. Like I only know Namor when he shows up in the Avengers.
yeah, I know him through a lot of Fantastic Four, Avengers, yeah.
So, yeah, I mentioned last week that I picked up some Silver Age books, and I want to show those off. So, low grade, 3rd appearance of Black Panther, issue 54.
Hey now.
Yeah, man, pretty cool. I mean, it's super low grade. I mean, it's pretty beat up. It's missing a piece of like the cover there.
That's perfect for Floating Head Friday.
Yeah, you know. So I'm just trying to.
I love a good floating head cover back in that era, man.
But yeah, man, I'm just trying to like, you know, add to my Silver Age collection and trying to just pick up as much Fantastic Four as I can right now. I think because I think once any of those movies come out, things are just going to start skyrocketing like crazy, you know? So I went ahead and picked that up along with that book that I actually missed out on, that Bueller one, super low grade and super low grade.
Such a great cover.
Yeah, but just really cool to have in my collection. If you look, like the spine's like really messed up. But I was, once again, one of those books, because it was low grade, it was affordable, and I was like, you know what, man? One of those things, 12 cents, Silver Age goodness, just Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, you can't go wrong, right? So I went, picked that up, and it's cool because I can add it to the only other Silver Age Fantastic Four book I have, which is 65, First Appearance of Ronin. So
maybe you guys disagree. For me, like I feel like there's 2 great like all in that era for me, and you have that one where it goes basically from some of that stuff right before the issues, like right before for Silver Surfer Galactus, all the way through to what you were just showing with Ronin. Like there's like 20 issues almost where it's like there's some amazing books, like iconic Fantastic Four stuff in there. And for me, the other one is like Amazing Spider-Man in the like 120s range, where you go from like Death of Gwen Stacy through The Punisher. Like there's so many great first appearances and tragic classic Spider-Man moments. Like for me, those are like the quintessential blocks. And then you can go into the Uncanny X-Men. For me, it's in the 200s, like 200 through 220 or something like that. There's just some amazing X-Men stuff.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And how many keys are in Fantastic Four? I hope to one day to be able to get a Doom, right?
A lot of milestones happened in Fantastic Four comics, man. A lot of heavy hitters in the Marvel Universe, for sure.
Yeah, man. Yo, we got C. Woodard joining us. We got my brother George from MCE. What's going on, George, man? Thanks for hopping in the live chat, man. That's awesome. So,
by the way, I found out what the Kevin Smith project that I was thinking of was. He is going to be writing or directing the Howard the Duck series that's going to go to Hulu. So I think
I thought it was a TV something. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a real good fit.
Yeah, that could work.
Right? The What If TV show they're doing?
Yeah, I heard of that. Dude, the possibilities
are
endless.
It's an animated show on the new Disney streaming platform. For anybody who doesn't, apparently Disney's been dropping these little Easter eggs of like what this new platform where they're streaming shows is going to look like. Because it's going to have all the Star Wars movies, all the Marvel movies, all their Pixar movies, all these great films on there. But they're looking to like pump in some TV shows to boost it. And Marvel's announced a few good ones that at least sound interesting to me. You have the one with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They're doing a show together with those actors, just non-animated. And then there's a Vision Scarlet Witch show where they're going to have those actors. And then they've got an animated show that they're going to call What If, where they're going to get to do animated stories, episodes where they're going to be diving into the What If catalog. And
don't forget the Loki show too. There's going to be
kid Loki, like young Loki, right?
Yeah, but I think was it Tom Hiddleston, I think, the actor's name? He is involved. I guess he signed into it. There might be some flashback stuff happening.
That would be killer.
Man, new shows plus Disney's library, especially now with what they own, they're just gonna they're gonna corner a whole market of the streaming. It's incredible.
Absolutely. I mean, how do you avoid it, right? If you're a fan of comics, it's kind of like avoiding the Marvel Unlimited app or something. Like at some point, you're just like, I want to read those older books. This is a way for me to do it. I don't know how you would avoid that, especially if you've got kids. If you have kids, it's all streaming. You don't need to buy this is obsolete at that point. I can watch any Pixar movie I want with just a click and be done.
And a lot of those, like that classic era of Disney, like the Cinderellas, the Jungle Books, and all those, they're pretty selective with releasing the hard copy. I remember that whenever it would be like a big thing, it's really smart marketing, I guess, when you think of it, of they would be like, we're opening the vaults and re-releasing Cinderella on tape or DVD, because they don't just pump those out very often. They kind of make them scarce a bit. So if they put all that kind of back catalog stuff, the Mary Poppins, all that era on there, that thing is going to be a digital babysitter.
Yeah, it's going to be insane.
Hey, sorry guys, I was just making a real quick moderation to adding Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson as a moderator real quick as we're
he has the power.
Yeah, as we can keep talking, because I think I might have saw a troll in here a little earlier. We'll shout them out. Shout out to that troll. Thank you for joining us. You're the man. But that way we can have someone that's not on live watching the chat for us. So thank you guys for that awesome entertainment. So Kenny, have you picked up, or John, what? I know you said you might have went to the shop today. Did you pick up anything cool, man?
I went because I know Alec is probably not watching. White Whale's not watching right now, but I'm building an AOK for Alec. So I'm putting together some stuff that I think he's gonna like. I've yet to actually get around to it for him. So it's just, for whatever reason, it's the laziest with our friends, right? So he's been somebody that I've been trying to get to for a while, and I snagged some books that I think he'd really appreciate. And then my shop had a piece of original art basically on the wall, and I was like, I'm buying that. and my shop gave me a nice deal on it. So now I just need to. I'm bummed because it's a little bigger than a flat rate shipping box now. The priority boxes. This is an 11 by 17 piece, and I can't roll it, and I can't fold it or anything. It's already matted, so like I'm gonna have to get an unusual shaped box and then just pack it full of stuff.
Might be a little microphone issue there, John. Were you hearing that, Chad?
No, I heard him. Oh, you didn't hear him?
You guys sound like robots on
You can't hear me?
my speakers.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it on my end? Dinner is happening at the same time, so it might be me.
You're good now.
Yeah, I'm going to mute my mic and see if it goes away.
It could be me. Hold up. Is it better now, bro?
And now,
Yeah, you guys sound great now.
I hear an echo.
Yeah, is that you? I don't know if is it me? Could be. I can throw in the headphones if you guys want.
But I snagged some books. Anyways, I was snagging books for Alec mostly. I don't think I got anything for me really. Oh, and I snagged books for you. I snagged books for you, Chad. What am I thinking?
I do appreciate that, by the way, because I do need to get on that, man. Like really bad.
Oh shoot!
Oh,
Where did they go?
you are.
Oh, I got them in a special box. That's what it is. I don't want to accidentally mix them up.
Have you done it? Because you haven't done any other hunt and hunk, any.
So this one says to Chad on the back.
I can't wait to read it, man. That's what everyone's been talking about it.
This one's for Chad. And then I'm going to snag issue 1, the 4th print, if it drops on Wednesday.
I appreciate you. I appreciate
Then you got 1, 2, and 3. You just need to find 4, which it shouldn't be super expensive because it just dropped a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I want to get that 4th print number 1 too. That's a really cool like variant cover.
It's a really good looking cover.
Is there any other books you guys are looking forward to this Wednesday outside of that?
Any books that I'm looking for, you mean?
Moon Knight Run kicking here.
Yeah. Oh, what are you showing off? Let me put it on you, Kenny. Go ahead.
I just noticed I had my box with that Moon Knight Run I was telling John about sitting right here. The Warren Ellis Moon Knight. So if you see these covers, that's the one, man. That's where the magic's happening.
All of it?
Technically, he only did like the first 6 issues. But even when the other guy takes over, Brian Wood, who I wasn't as familiar with, he still did a pretty good job. But those first 6 issues is the real sweet spot. But yeah,
Comic Cord Chad in the house. How you doing, brother?
Hey.
He just got back from a nice vacation, getting ready for C2E2.
Yeah, bro. He's in Punta Cana, right? Living it up on the beach.
He's
What's
back
going
now.
on?
Oh, Did you see the pictures in the Comic Core? He posted a picture of what the beach looked like, and then Paul posted a picture of the snow outside his window. I love that. So bad.
I gotta grab my laptop charger. 1 second.
No problem, sir. No problem. So I forget what else is coming out Wednesday.
The new Immortal Hulk, new Venom. I'm gonna be grabbing both of those. The book of the week for the book club is a Aftershock book called Dark Red, which I hear everybody's telling me sounds really good. Like there's a lot of people buzzing over it.
I read
what else?
I read Little Bird, Alec's recommendation. Did you get a chance to get around to that? Either of you guys?
No,
I bought it. That was the only book I bought for me yesterday. Was a copy of Little Bird because I was sitting around and my shop had a bunch of them on the shelf still, and I was like, Alex said to buy it. You listen to Alec.
Unfortunately, I went to a shop today to try to find it, and they didn't have it, so it sold out right there. It said it, Little Bird, on the thing, and there was no more copies.
I can add it to your box if you'd like, Chad.
All right,
keep a tally for you.
I'm gonna make John my LCS guy. That's too funny.
I got you, brother.
I do want to read that as well because I guess heard nothing but good things, and I guess people are super on that. But man, I will say this: that when I met Donnie Cates about 2 weeks ago, I mentioned the whole Dylan Brock thing, and I got my secret variant signed by him and stuff like that. And he said that if people lost their minds on that last issue, he's like, wait until the next one. So I'm really excited to see what that is all about on Wednesday. I mean, regardless, Immortal Hulk and Venom, when those two come out, those are like must reads as soon as I get home. Like those are like on the top of my list. I don't know about you guys.
Oh heck yeah. And Alex Ross has 2 covers this week for Immortal Hulk. He's doing the A, and the B is like a virgin cover, I think. It's like the Hulk jumping out of an airplane, just like falling down towards Earth. He just looks, or he's doing one of his crazy jumps or something. He's just like bombing the Earth. And then the other is the like A cover that Alex Ross did. So there are 2 Ross covers you can get.
Bro, I need to get both covers. I need to make sure I call my LCS and make sure that both of them are in there. That where he's jumping is awesome. I did see that. Dex Funko Pops and Comics? Yes, it was Tate's, by the way. Sorry, I cut you off.
It's okay. By the way, for me, there's like a little lag when you guys speak, so like I think it's throwing off my
it's like Godzilla.
A little bit when you talk.
Little Godzilla talking.
It's a good week for Spider-Man. Because if you guys are into like that PS4 Spider-Man, which people really seem to be into him, they're giving him like his own series, and that Addy Granoff cover looks mean, man. And it is true. Like I played a little bit of the video game. I do own it. I just have real ADD when it comes to video games. Like I'll play for a couple hours and have a hard time picking it back up. But they kind of redid his. It kind of makes sense that they'd give him his own series because they tweaked his origin and his world a little bit. So it is kind of like its own unique kind of take on Spider-Man if they do in the PS4 version. So that could be interesting.
And I dug the game. His first appearance is getting a lot of
Yeah. The Spider book that I'm more interested in though is the Chip Zdarsky, The Life Story, 1960s.
I saw that. That looks interesting.
Yeah. I think it's cool. Like they're trying to run it back in the year that the character, I think they might do a series of them, of the years that the characters were actually created, and play it out there. So, from those choppers up there that he's swinging onto, it sounds like Spidey in Vietnam to me, which is, that's pretty interesting, man.
That's definitely a new take on Spidey. You put him in the Nam.
Yeah.
Now you're a Batman fan too, right? You're going to get Batman 1000. That's this week, right?
That is this week. That $9.99 cover price, where I'm only getting 1 copy of. Yeah, definitely picking that one up, and we'll be reading that one on the Comic Book Club, which we do on the MCE channel, or Comic Club is what we call it on that. So definitely, if you guys haven't checked that out,
next week, guys.
Say that again.
I think it's next week, 27th.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh yeah, you're right. You know what? I watch every Sunday. I watch Economics and Comics' video for a week and a half out. So I just watched his video. Yeah. So maybe I'm off on some of these for next week. I'm sorry, guys. That's why I don't do that show.
I know because like earlier this afternoon, I taped my little top 10 for the 27th, which I got to edit that thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll drop it tomorrow. You know how editing goes. But yeah, that was one of them that was on there. But the regular Batman title drops.
That's been
and right, Chad.
That might be my last one. Last one.
I might be on the same page with you, John, and it kills me because he's like my favorite character as a kid growing up. Between like the 2 cartoons I grew up watching were that and TMNT. So it hurts me to be like, I'm not gonna have this on my poll anymore. So.
And I loved it all the way up through all that Bane stuff, all the right until he was like, all of a sudden they just stopped telling the story and they started telling all these extra stories, and there's dreams and there's the pig man and there's all this stuff. And I'm just like, Wait, get back to the story with Bane running like some scam out of Arkham Asylum. That's the story I wanted to see.
And I'm on the same page with you, and I hope it gets back there. I mean, I guess this is just that filler part of Tom King's run, because if you think about it, it feels a lot like. Did you read New 52 Batman?
I stopped at death of the family.
Yeah. So what happens after Death of the Family? You get into 0 Year, and that's where it started to feel really like same thing, just a whole bunch of stories here and there, and then Snyder pulled it back in with Endgame, and then with Endgame he went into Heavy Metal, and then from Heavy Metal he closed it out. So yeah, I don't know, it's starting to feel like that part of Snyder's run, but 0 Year happened in like that, early teens, like what, like 17 or 18 all the way up to like 30, so I hope we don't get that many issues of this, because man, it's killing me, because Detective has been great. Like, I've been loving Detective. Tomasi on
That's
Detective.
what Perry is saying the same thing. Perry and Mr. Garrell are shouting out Detective Comics is awesome.
Yeah, man. And I'll say this, Tomasi is one of my favorite writers. I loved what he did on Superman with Rebirth. That was actually one of, I think, the best titles of Rebirth, before it like switched over. And then when Bendis came over and like took over Superman, I will say at first I was a little upset, because I loved Tomasi on Superman. It was actually Tomasi and Gleason were killing that run together. So I mean, shout out to Cork Comics, because they're gonna have Tomasi at their stores down here in South Florida. So I'm definitely gonna be going to that and check him out and get some books signed. Get my first appearance of Super Sun signed. So
Tomasi and them, they were the ones that they dug into John Kent, the son, a bunch, right? It seemed like an interesting concept of like Superman as a father.
Mm-hmm. It was a very like almost like there was one point of the run, it was like very like family oriented, and it was kind of cool. Just him wrestling had to be a father, and a boy that was growing to become a teenager. That's a difficult part of every parent's life and teenager's life, right? We've all been there before as teenagers, and I mean, I guess one day soon I'll be a father and I'll be there and get to know what that feels like. But yeah, it was really cool to see him touch those parts of like family aspects with Superman, and it really like grounded him. And it was back to like old Superman, like how I guess most comic book readers like him, can hear everything, saving things. Like there was one filler issue where they're at like the town fair, right? They're at a carnival. And like he goes and like saves a couple people real quick before anyone catches him and notices that he was missing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was awesome. It was a great read. So, yeah, a lot of fun. Tomasi killed Superman when he was on it, so it was a good read.
It sounds like people were bummed out that when Bendis, the way he used John Kent was like he fast forwarded him to kind of like a young man. But I think it was right when people were interested to see more of like that teenage, where the teenage John Kent was going to go. And then they just kind of sucked him out. He was gone for a while. He went to Krypton or something. And he came back as like a dude, And I think
Bill Ryan is basically saying the same thing. Bendis is messing with John pretty bad, he says.
Yeah, I didn't read that last issue yet. I don't know. Like, I haven't like actually bought it. It's still in my box at my LCS. It was, like, I looked at the cover, and I guess I kind of agree with Joe Ryan. Like, it's one of I want to see more of Jonathan Kent, Superboy. And then when he kind of like pulled him out of the picture for a little bit and put him off with his grandfather out in space and doing that whole thing, it started to have like this bad taste in my mouth for like this Bendis Superman thing. And that's another book too that I've been like contemplating back and forth on possibly dropping. And that's crazy to think that, because that's DC's heavy hitters, right? Batman and Superman.
So I'm laughing at Perry Comics. He said that I hear John is a big fan of Batman Who Laughs on the spikes over his eyes, because I was heckling him. I think Batman Who Laughs is a creepy and cool looking character, but his eyes make no sense because he's like got this giant metal bar across his face. He can't see. Probably covers his ears too. He can't hear anything either. I don't know. That guy, he's got spikes coming out of his eye. Like he can't. Yeah, it's like a dog collar on his face. I don't know.
I know. I never thought of that. How does he see his way around?
Or hear? Because if you think about it, it would have to go all around to cover his ears by a giant piece of metal over your ears as well. I said just walk away quietly and you'll get away from him every time.
Yeah, that would work, right?
One of the few things that one of the many things that I don't really dig about Batman Who Laughs. He seems like a cool designed character. He looks great on a page, but as far as reading him in the story, and how it relates, it really doesn't do it for me. D-Runk had a good point about him. He's like, I feel like when Batman Who Laughs is in the mix, it takes away from the Joker. Like, if you were to have those two guys in the same continuity, like, Batman Who Laughs kind of takes away from the Joker because he's kind of like, I don't know, a superior Joker. I feel him on that. Do you think he kind of like...
Yeah, it's like hyper Joker. You could argue it's the similarity between like Carnage and Venom, right? Where you had like this Venom character and he was very popular or whatever. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, how can we do Venom, like, but more so? And it was like, we'll get now we got Carnage, right?
Yeah, I suppose, but at least they gave them distinct personality traits enough. Like, Carnage is serial killer. He's basically Joker with a symbiote, like serial killer guy, versus Eddie Brock is, I guess he has a little more. He's a little different than that. But anyway, I think the Grim Knight of those two guys that came out of Dark Knight Metal, Grim Knight seems really interesting. I'd like to see him mixing it up with Batman.
Grim Knight's brutal.
Kill and use guns, and the one who's not.
Yeah, the Grim Knight's brutal, man. That issue was pretty intense.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone else saw it.
I didn't read it. I only read one issue of Batman Who Laughs. I didn't even read beyond that one.
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay, I guess. I don't know. He's a cool character, I think, but I guess in the right story, like as the villain and everything, like I guess kind of like how we saw him, like built up in metal and stuff like that. So we'll see, though. He seems to be going down as a legendary character, man. His book is still rising, man. Teen Titans 12 book I don't got. So if you
did you see that Kachung found that book for 12 cents?
And shout out to Kachung. He's in the chat somewhere. Shout out to Kachung.
That is insane. Find that book for 12.5 cents? Come on.
Crazy. Shout out to Caleb Comic Murphy. Highly Comic Bros.
Yeah. That's why you got to buy two books.
12.5 cents? That's crazy.
That's so funny that Caleb says he's been told he should cosplay as Batman Who Laughs, which we've established is a hazard, a travel hazard.
Yo, you can't do it.
What you're doing, man. Be careful with that, Caleb.
Yeah, don't do it, bro.
Don't do it, bro. Two little holes in the spikes.
That's too funny. Too funny. So Grim Knight, you didn't read it yet, John. I know Kenny read it. He loved it. The other book that I read last week that I absolutely loved was Avengers No Road Home issue 5. And I know you guys aren't reading that yet, but you guys need to read that, man. That like Al Ewing is just killing it. Especially if you're like Immortal Hulk, you'll love this book. I'll say that.
My shop had a whole set still, first prints of all of them. And I was looking at them and I was picking them up. And then somebody mentioned the twist at the end of issue 5. And I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm done. I don't want to read it now.
Did they still have the normal cover?
I don't know if it was. I think they were some of the B covers.
All right. Well, just if they have the normal cover, add that to my box because I only have a B. I don't know why my LCS set the B cover in mine, and I want that normal cover not because of the reveal. I just want Immortal Hulk on the cover, man.
Which issue though? Issue 1?
5.
Issue 5. Okay.
Yeah, that was the one that.
That's interesting, John. So, are you saying that the idea of Conan in Marvel Comics does that turn you off? Is that what
absolutely?
It sounds
like such a cheap, stupid cash grab. I was like, come on, I'm done. Like, I don't need it. Like, the Avengers are enough. I don't need you to throw some random medieval warrior who's clearly going to get his butt kicked by anybody who can like he's going to see a cell phone and just freak. Like, come on. Like the whole thing. And then of course he's not going to speak English. So like, How are you going to solve these problems? The whole thing is like, why don't you make a cave person jump into this timeline? The whole thing makes no sense. I'm done. Like, I don't need it.
I mean, I don't know what to do with Conan, but leading up to that, it was a cool story. Like it really was, and I was digging it. And this whole Nick's character, and
that's what I heard, and I was ready to buy them all. I was fully ready to like grab all of them. Like, I got to catch up. You know, Jeffrey's on my case. He's like, you got to read it. Got to read it. And then I was like, wait, what? That's what they're doing with this? I don't know. Maybe if I hear like they kill him in the next one, I'll go and pick them all up.
Well, see, the thing is, I don't want to tell you what happens, so because I want you to read it. But like, you know, someone just kind of gets like,
send me a message on Instagram reminding me of the book you want me to grab, and then you can spoil it for me there.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and send you a picture of it. Not to worry, man. Mortal Hulk's on the cover. That's why I want it, not because of the plot twist. I just want it because he's on the cover. I won't lie. So. Man, we got a lot of people still strong in the chat. I don't know how many people are joining us. I don't have the number on here.
I see 18, but I gotta get to dinner. I might have to roll out of here, guys.
Oh, bro, you're more than welcome. Thank you for joining us, John. You are the man. We'll probably be wrapping it up very shortly anyway, because we've been going for a minute.
I got like 10 minutes in me before I gotta handle some.
Yeah, man. So we'll probably be wrapping this up. Does anyone got any appearances coming up? Any shows they want to plug? Anything like that?
I'm technically on vacation. I'm not on anybody's channel. I'm not on my channel at all, but I'm jumping into other people's channels if they want, or if I'm free. So I'm only like Wednesday nights is the only night I'm not doing anything. I'm on Alec's channel and I'm on the Comic Core Unlimited, and that's it.
All right, sweet.
If you want your John fix, people, you're gonna have to keep your eyes out because he's gonna be floating around.
Because you're on vacation, you know, I didn't want to like send you an invite or like ask you. I was going to ask you earlier on Instagram because
do it. No, you can always ask. It's never going to hurt my feelings in any way. And usually I'm going to be like, yeah, can I make that work? That sounds like a lot of fun. Like I tried to hustle back to join JB. Discovery Bay was doing like an epic unboxing, and I was just going to sit there and mess with him the whole time, but I couldn't get back in time.
Well, thank you for joining us, John. What you got, Kenny? I know you got something going on, bro. We got Jabroni, Comic Jabroni in the building. What's going on, bro?
Edwin.
Yeah.
Edwin. What's going on? Oh, I don't know. Probably in the next day or two, I'll drop my little top 10 for the 27th. Look out for that. And then, oh yeah, Thursday, Graders Notes, episode 2. We're digging into myself, Metarog, Grayman, and Genome Presents. We're going to do our grading spiel with Crisis on Infinite Earths #1. So we're going to go through that. And I know I'm on the next hunt, but I think the date is TBD. So stay tuned.
All right, cool. Well, as always, on Monday nights, you can find me on That Geek Show on MCE. So if you guys have not checked them out yet, make sure you head over to MCE, hit that subscribe and that notification bell when we go live tomorrow night. We'll be talking statues, comic books, movies, everything in between. Geek, you know, anything geek. Tuesday nights, I've been going live because JB's been slotting me to go live. Not that I have anything planned. So I leave that open as my open mic Tuesday nights. You'll probably see me on here with Kenny because that's what I normally hit him up last minute. I'm like, yo, you ready to go?
I'll get like the 7 o'clock text. Hey, you want to go live in an hour? Like, let's do
it. So, we'll have open mic Tuesdays, getting ready to talk about new comic book on Wednesdays. Of course, on Wednesdays, you can find me right back here to talk new comic books that we read last week, talk about the books that we picked up on Wednesday. So make sure you guys tune in. It'll be me, my brother Javi, the guitar player in my band, and any other guests that we have not found yet. So soon, maybe Chris from Mad Cave.
Your actual brother, Me Man.
Oh, we should get Me Man in the building, right? Yeah. I could get my brother on. He hasn't read anything though in a long time. He's just a personality, a big one too. So
I think he gets a wild card.
Well, I was actually going to ask him to hop in, but I think he's a little busy tonight. So, but I need to get him to start reading again, man, because he hasn't when I started to get back into collecting, it was a kind of like me and him type deal, if that makes sense. So we would go hunting together. So he's pretty much stopped. I've taken all the books and, you know, I've like grown the collection more, but I want, you know, I'm reading some stuff that I feel like he needs to read and he needs to get back to reading. So that's my goal of 2019, to get my brother reading comics again. So he'll be on Wednesday. Good call, Kenny. But other than that,
and good blue wrench work, top-notch wrench work by Jeffrey this evening. Thank you for your blue wrench duties. Much appreciated. You are the man, Jeffrey, and you are appreciated.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you for throwing that blue wrench. I added them last minute here. You are the man, Jeff. Thank you, all of you, for joining us in the chat. You guys are awesome. If you can, hit that like button for me. Remember, 500 subscribers. I'm doing a giveaway, and it's going to be a nice giveaway. I already got some stuff lined up for it. It's going to be a nice stack of books and a gift set that I already have donated from my brother. So make sure you guys, if you haven't done it yet, subscribe. And until tomorrow night on that Geek Show, guys, I'll see you tomorrow night. Go get your books. Go read them. Later, guys.